Minister of Agriculture and Food Security assures Nigerians that federal government is on the right track to crashing food prices.
We are not where we want, but we are on that trajectory.
Agreement with Empower School of Health Geneva to establish Pharmaceutical Manufacturing Training Institute in Nigeria. Federal government warns against growing threats of cyber slavery in West Africa. Hello and welcome to the News Desk at 3 on NTN News 24. We are reaching you live from Abuja. I am Chinenye Moye. Federal government is making significant progress in its efforts to revolutionize the country's agricultural sector and enhance rural employment. Minister of Agriculture and Food Security Abubakar Kyari stated this during a meeting with board chairman of research institutes and colleges of agriculture. Musa Baba Ali reports.
Food security is the top priority of the 8-point agenda of President Tinubu's administration. The Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security is responsible for ensuring that this goal is achieved. And this meeting between the two ministers and the board chairman of research institutes and colleges of agriculture aims to clarify their roles in the food security agenda. Abubakar Kyari stated that the administration is making significant progress in addressing food insecurity in the country. However, he urged the board chairman to collaborate with their respective agencies and colleges to develop climate-smart seeds to enhance food security.
We're surely on our path to success. We are not where we want, but we are on that trajectory. We have seen what we have achieved within less than 2 years has never been achieved before. And I believe you are all aware, being people from the communities around the Federation, you have seen what has happened to food prices, and what we want to do is stabilization with welfare of the consumer, at the same time balance the welfare of the farmer as well.
As work to attain and deliver our dear President's renewed hope agenda for food security and other impacts that the agricultural sector can make, especially economic growth, job creation, poverty eradication, and inclusivity.
Alphonsus Oga Eba, who led the other chairman, praised President Bola Tinubu for the opportunity to serve.
We are not just coming as politicians, like I have said. We are coming as farmers with experience. We are coming as people that are interested in ensuring the success of Mr. President's promises to Nigeria to deliver on food security, to make us food sovereign.
Recent statistics indicate that food inflation has drastically decreased nationwide, while national food growth is progressing steadily. Musa Baba Aliyu, NTA News.
To revitalize the Nigeria's cotton, garment and textile industries across the country, experts in agribusiness have emphasized the importance of collaboration among stakeholders, tackling insecurity and ensuring speedy implementation of policies. This was while discussing the way forward for the sector on NTA's flagship program, Good Morning Nigeria. Alika Obanachi Aruwa reports.
Highlighting government's ongoing policies and initiatives aimed at revitalizing the CTG sector, Senior Special Assistant to the President on Agribusiness and Productivity Enhancement, Dr. Kingsley Uzoma, says he is positive that the CTG sector will thrive again with the proper infrastructure in place, improve genetically modified seeds, and leveraging on technology.
You cannot say because there is insecurity today and other things you will do to enhance production, you will not do that. If we have both productivity enhancement and the security, perfect 100% situation. But while you continue to work to tackle the insecurity which had been there. You also have to work on other things that you used to offset.
The guest further observed the need to promote the industry through value chain intervention, reduction on importation of textiles, and encourage local sourcing of raw materials.
How do we ensure that tariffs that we impose on ourselves, duties that we impose, for instance, I mentioned earlier that a lot of the inputs that are required would have to come from other producing countries that we don't produce. Maybe we have a potential to produce them, but currently we're not producing them.
Okay.
How do we ensure that bringing access to them, bringing them in, will still make us competitive?
This time around, we want to start from a clean slate. The money is there. 10% of $6 billion is equivalent to 6 billion naira. That is what we expect to be on ground now.
Mainstreaming, sensitization of farmers and consumers were also canvassed. In Abuja, Alika Okpanachi, Arua, NT News.
Minister of Livestock Development Idi Mukhtar Meha says the federal government is focused and believing that the National Livestock Development Accelerated Strategy will drastically transform the sector if and when implemented accordingly. The National Economic Council, under the chairmanship of Vice President Kashim Shettima, approved the strategy at its 149th meeting recently. The minister, in a chat with State House correspondent Musbau Danwahab, says the strategy has the potential to end the perennial farmer-herder clashes in parts of the country.
We don't want any crisis arising between herders and farmers. We would have created a bridge between the two so that they will live in a symbiotic relationship where farm residue will turn into animal feed, where fertilizer, organic fertilizer coming from the animals will now serve as organic fertilizer for the farmers. We want to see them moving as one solid national team towards addressing food security. This is where we want to be. We want to be in a position where we have eradicated a number or brought under significant control endemic diseases that are debilitating our livestock. We also want to significantly bring under control foot and mouth disease. We also want to be in the position to be able to put border control posts in terms of transboundary diseases all across the international cattle corridors coming into the country. We have identified them, we have digitized them, we are working on a model for each of those locations. That is where we want to be, and that is the way to go.
The Director General Bureau of Public Procurement has expressed confidence that the Nigeria Procurement Certification Program will have great impact on Nigeria's procurement landscape in line with Nigeria's 2025 budget priorities. This was during a press conference to announce the launch of the Nigeria Procurement Certification Program, NPCP, scheduled for Wednesday, 30th April 2025. The Director General says the program aligns with the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Tinubu, which emphasizes transparency, accountability, and efficiency in governance.
Procurement has moved from its traditional approach to implementing sector-based procurement across all sectors. Now we are building a workforce that will focus on sectors. We are looking forward through this program that will build procurement officers that are experts in road construction. We are looking forward to building procurement experts that are experts in ICT-related projects. We are looking at procurement that would have healthcare experts who are professional in procurement. And these are many more. So Nigeria at this point is going to witness a major transformation in the field of public procurement.
The Director General says the Bureau has engaged with civil society organizations and professional bodies to ensure that the NPCP meets the needs of all stakeholders. The Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Professor Mohammed Ali Pate, says Nigeria is set to cultivate a world-class pharmaceutical manufacturing workforce in the country as the federal government's innovative leadership is advancing 22 new large-scale health sector manufacturing projects funded by a $5.5 billion in private sector capital, against the backdrop of Nigeria recently securing €1 billion from the European Investment Bank, EIB, and an additional $1 billion from Afreximbank to incentivize health sector value chain localization. The country has now signed an agreement with Empower School of Health Geneva that will see to the establishment of Africa's foremost pharmaceutical manufacturing training institute, Empower Academy Nigeria. Professor Mohammed Ali Pate shares more detailed insight of the Academy's functions and other historic developments in the nation's health sector.
I am pleased to inform you that under the leadership of His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu GCFR, the federal government of Nigeria has taken a giant step forward in its effort to localize the manufacturing of pharmaceuticals and medical devices in our country for the benefit of our people, our economy, and our region at large. Only a few days ago, the foremost Swiss Academy, the Empower School of Health Geneva, signed a memorandum of understanding to establish a regional training hub for pharmaceutical manufacturing in Nigeria, which will be launched very soon. It will be named Empower Academy Nigeria. This historic development would not have been possible without the critical work of the presidential initiative to unlock the healthcare value chain, PVAC, undertaken since its establishment by the President in November 2023. This is where the Empower Academy Nigeria comes in. With an estimated workforce shortfall of between 5,000 to 7,000 skilled professionals, the new Empower Academy will deliver cutting-edge curricula, train sector-specific faculty and students, assist regulatory authorities such as NAFDAC and others in establishing and training on standard operating procedures that will dynamically strengthen the sector on a sustainable basis.
Kano State government has reaffirmed its commitment towards total eradication of polio by December this year. The State Deputy Governor Aminu Abdul Salam gave the assurance during the flag-off of April 2025 immunization campaign in Warawa local government area of the state. Abdullahi Mustafa reports.
3 local government areas in Kano State where 10 cases of polio were reported in 2024. The flag-off of April 2025 immunization campaign in the area was part of strategies to contain the spread of the virus and restore Kano's polio-free status.
To make sure that all the children under 5 years have been reached and vaccinated.
Through intensified interventions, the number of recorded cases has now dropped to 3, with ongoing efforts aimed at achieving 0 cases by December.
We also express our gratitude to the federal government and our development partners for their continued collaboration in supporting health and development activities in our state.
The chairman, district head, and other key stakeholders in Warawa reaffirmed their commitment to meeting the December target. In Kano, Abdullahi Mustafa, NTA News.
This is the News Desk at 3 on NTA News 24. We'll take a break here. There will be more reports when we return this day.
Sales is on. Enjoy unbeatable furniture deals with up to 50% off on our luxurious Turkish sofas starting from just 2.8 million naira. Get a smart bed for only 7 million naira plus 25% off our luxury collections. That's not all. Enjoy free delivery and installation in Abuja, Lagos, Enugu, and Kano. Visit any of our showrooms or shop online to take advantage of these incredible offers.
Many thanks for staying on. The Sultan of Sokoto and President General, Nigeria Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs, Mohammed Saad Abubakar, has declared Tuesday, 29th April 2025 as the first day of Zulqa'dah 1446 after Hijrah. A statement by the Chairman, Advisory Committee on Religious Affairs Sultanate Council and Waziri Sokoto, Professor Sambo Wali Junaidu, says the declaration follows the confirmation from the Sultanate Council Advisory Committee on Religious Affairs and the National Moon Sighting Committee that no crescent sighting report was received on Sunday, April 27, 2025. Therefore, Monday, 28 April 2025 is to be observed as the 30th of Shawwal 1446 after Hijrah, and Tuesday, April 29, 2025 marks the beginning of the new month of Zulqa'dah 1446 after Hijrah. The federal government has expressed concern over the alarming rise of cyber slavery across parts of West Africa, targeting Nigeria youths in particular, under false promises of lucrative job employment abroad, specifically in crypto-related operations. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs, in a statement, notified that the said youths are trafficked into sophisticated scam operations and enslaved to work in criminal call centers, often referred to as 419 cyber scam factories. They are forced under coercive and inhumane conditions to send thousands of fraudulent emails, text messages, and calls aimed at defrauding victims worldwide. Nigerians therefore are advised to verify all employment offers through official channels and report suspicious cases to relevant authorities for necessary investigation and action to curtail the activities of the perpetrators. It added that federal government remains committed to protecting Nigerian citizens at home and abroad and will continue to raise awareness about emerging threats to the welfare and dignity of all Nigerians. The Department of State Security, DSS, has recovered large catch of arms and rescued kidnapped victims in 5 states, including Kaduna and Delta. Following these successes, Kaduna State Governor Senator Obasani commended President Bola Tinubu for appointing Oluwatosin Ajayi as Director General of the DSS, which has redefined the agency's fight against insecurity. Francis Form reports.
The commendation from Governor Obasani follows a series of successful DSS operations in Kaduna State, where about 34 operations led to the arrest of 54 suspects, including serving security personnel, and the recovery of a significant cache of arms and ammunition. In Delta State, DSS operatives recovered 50 AK-47 rifles, 6 pump-action guns, and 3,000 rounds of ammunition during a covert operation in Asaba. A serving British Army officer of Ishekiri origin was arrested in connection with the arms stockpile. The seizure drew commendations from Ijaw communities in Egbema, Gbaramatu, Isaba, and Ogbe Ijaw kingdoms, who have urged the presidency to launch a thorough investigation. Back in Kaduna, the security sources revealed that the DSS arrested 8 suspected bandits, 22 informants, 4 gun runners, 2 human traffickers, 4 cyber fraudsters, 2 vandals, and 12 relatives of suspected bandits. The operations also led to the recovery of 5 AK-47 rifles, 1 general-purpose machine gun, 3 rocket-propelled grenades, and about 5,000 rounds of ammunition. 79 kidnapped victims were rescued and are now in government custody. Investigations showed that some suspects confessed to stealing and selling ammunition to bandits. In one case, a serving security operative in Zamfara State was arrested with 217 rounds of ammunition, which he allegedly planned to sell for 4 million naira. Another gun runner was intercepted with 500 rounds destined for Bernengwari, while 2 others were cut, transporting over 1,700 rounds to Katsina and Zamfara States. Francis from NTA News.
Nuhu Lafama Education Foundation, based in Agaye local government area of Niger State, has inaugurated a JAMB CBT center named after the 12th Emir of Lapai, Alhaji Umar Bago Tafida III. Chairman, Board of Trustees of the foundation, Brigadier General Mohammed Bello Abdullahi, reiterates the commitment of the foundation to humanitarian interventions in various sectors of the economy. He says since its inception 18 years ago, Nuhu Lafama Education Foundation has provided scholarships, medical care, and skills acquisition programs for children, youth, women, and vulnerable groups, including the convicts. Chief of Defense Staff General Christopher Musa, represented by Brigadier General Falana, describes the foundation as a unique project that has significantly impacted the socio-economic and educational development of the people in Agaye. Esunupe and Chairman, Niger State Council of Traditional Rulers, Alhaji Yahaya Abubakar, in a message, praises the foundation for empowering more than 2,000 individuals through skills acquisition programs. The Kogi State government has asserted that the state now boasts of some of the most beautiful and well-equipped public schools in Nigeria, owing to deliberate and sustained investments in the education sector. In a statement, the State Commissioner for Information and Communications, Kingsley Famu, says government consistently prioritizes educational funding, committing resources that surpasses the UNESCO benchmark for education investment. According to the Commissioner, flagship projects like the GYB Model Science School, Secondary School at Dankolo in Lokoja, alongside similar projects completed or ongoing in Kogi Central, East and West Senatorial districts, are clear testaments to the state's ambition to revolutionize school infrastructure. He added that the Blue Roof Revolution, initiated under the immediate past administration to modernize primary school facilities, has continued with vigor under the leadership of Governor Ahmed Usman Ododo. The initiative, he noted, has significantly restored public confidence in the state's public education system by making school environments more attractive and conducive for learning. He further emphasized that the educational infrastructure drive is a continuous process aimed at gradually phasing out aging school buildings across the state, noting that more projects are underway to ensure that no part of Kogi State is left behind. He also highlighted the administration's efforts in repositioning the state's higher institutions of learning, revealing that campuses across Kogi have effectively become construction sites in the government's quest to transform them into centers of academic excellence. This is the news desk at 3 on NTA News 24. Let's take another look at our major stories. Minister of Agriculture and Food Security assures Nigerians that federal government is on the right track to crashing food prices.
We are not where we want, but we are on that trajectory.
Nigeria signs agreement with Empower School of Health, Geneva, to establish Pharmaceutical Manufacturing Training Institute in Nigeria. The federal government warns against growing threats of cyber slavery in West Africa. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu congratulates you and the management. The president admires the team's resilience and perseverance, noting that their courage in pursuing success despite 3 previous near misses in the race for the league title. He hopes their example will inspire other Nigerian clubs to pursue their dreams continuously with tenacity and optimism. He also commends the vision and commitment of the club's owner and chairman, Mr. Kunle Saname. His investment in grassroots football, exemplified by the construction of the state-of-the-art stadium in Ikenne, has provided a vital foundation for the growth of sports in Nigeria. As Nigeria's champions, Remo Stars have become Nigeria's representatives in the CAF Champions League. President Tinubu urges the team to deploy the same undaunting spirit and focus to win continental honor. All fans across Nigeria to rally behind the team as they carry the nation's hopes onto the African stage. And that concludes the news on NTN News 24. Many thanks for watching. I am Chinenye Moyi.